Hello, this is your course schedule. When the course opens, take out your appointment book and mark down all the dates the assignments are due and things you have to do so you know well ahead of time how you should be spending your time. We have 8 modules in the course, and they run from 1 to, I think one is 3 weeks, and there's assignments due in each. Module 1, there's not that many assignments, but in Module 2, there's many, so get started on Module 2 during Module 1, the first week. The course will open 12/31. The first module runs from 1/7 to 1/20. Your academic integrity unit is due on the 14th, and there's a get acquainted. It's not for grading, but just so everybody knows each other and anything you did over the holidays and anything you want to update us on. Get acquainted. There's going to be questions at the end of s'19711schedule chapters 1 and 14 for thought and reflection. We're going to be looking at assignments from 2 modes for this course. One is to do written assignments, and the other is just for thought and reflection. After you finish your DMP, which is a terminal degree, you should have a good understanding of what is your best learning modality. Are you able to read and apply things to practice? Or do you need to read and then maybe write something down before you apply it? By the end of this course, you should have a better understanding of your ways of knowing. And also during the first week, enroll in the Basic Institute of Healthcare Improvement Certificate Program. And as I said, you can begin the program week 1, but you do not have to hand in this certificate to the end of the program. And then on Module 2, there's a paper due. It's due the end of January, the 27th. It's on Bloom's model. And in Module 2, Scholarly Discord number 1, you're to select a peer's paper and compare it and contrast it to your own. It's not due to 2/3, which is in the date of Module 3, but you'll have to go back to Module 2 to upload it. I have some PowerPoints in there from She and Sing, and then I want you to review questions on page 87. It's question 15A through D. And you don't have to write anything to the questions, but I want you, for Scholarly Discourse 2 for Module 2, I want you to write the 3 takeaways that you learned from the readings, the PowerPoints, and the questions for thought and reflection. And the first post is due on 1/25 with replies to at least 2 of your other peers, and the class is only 2, by 1/27, and then work on your certificate. In Module 3, we're looking at systems. We have to do a self-evaluation, typography exam of how you feel about your own ways of knowing. And then the first scholarly discussion is you're going to be assigned in the module a colleague, an interprofessional colleague, to interview and talk about the role of the DMP. Do they even know about it? Do they have any preconceived thoughts about it? And you're to inform them the purpose of the DMP degree, and just get to know what their role is as an interprofessional colleague, and also for them to understand what the DMP role is all about. And then there's some more questions at the end of chapter 5 and 6 on page 263. I'm sorry, it's 262 to 263. Again, those are just for thought and reflection. Work on your certificate. In Module 4, we're looking at systems process, and this is a 3-week module. I'm assigning you questions in the module. Look at the questions that you're assigned. You to answer the questions you're assigned. And the questions on the page 393, the questions on the page 308 to 309 are just for thought and reflection. I think there's 2 questions everybody has to reply to, and then everybody else just has 1 question. If you don't have edition 7 of She and Sing, use the edition you have and the questions at the end of chapter 6, but write out the question before you begin to answer them so everybody knows what question you're really answering. And then the second discourse that you're going to have is to reflect on yourself and your ways of knowing. Did you like it better when you just looked at questions for thought and reflection, or did you feel you learned more and could apply what you've learned better if you had a written assignment? And then again, the first post is due the 25th of February, and you need to reply by the 3rd of March and work on your Institute of Healthcare Improvement Certificate. In Module 4, we're looking at systems outcomes. And again, there's questions at the end of Chapter 12, page 529 for thought and reflection. And then the paper you're going to be writing is on pay for performance and value-based purchasing. There's been a lot of controversy about this since Trump got elected president. And I'll probably be posting you the current thoughts of the day on this particular issue. Which there's instructions in the module on what is required in the paper. And then you're supposed to share your paper with your peers for thought and reflections and work on your certificate. In Module 6, we're looking at behaviors, and you're going to complete a leadership questionnaire in Borkowski, and also look at what a good leader has been in the past, what characteristics you would like to emulate from that leader, and what characteristics do you not want to have from that leader. Again, the first post is due on the 24th of March, with replies due on the 31st. And then the second discussion in Module 6 is not really a graded discussion, but I want you to post what you gathered from doing the questionnaire and your leadership style. What was learned? What you already know about yourself, and what were your strengths, and what were surprises to you. Your transformationship leadership paper is due at the end of this module on March 31st, and the instructions for the paper are in the module. And then you are to share the leadership paper with your peers for thought and reflection, and then work on your certificate. In Module 7, we're looking at groups and motivational theory. You're going to look at your attribution style in Borkowski's book, and the discussion on and case studies are assigned in Blackboard. Again, if you don't have the same edition for Borkowski that I have in the syllabus, let me know and I'll make sure I get you the proper case study. The first case study or questions responses are due April 9th, with replies due the 14th, and continue to work on your IH certificate. Module 8, the first discussion is describe a change in your organization you have worked on. Instructions for the discussion are in the module. It's due on the last day of class. You need to upload your Institute of Healthcare Improvement Certificate, and your research paper is also due the last day of class, and instructions are delineated in the Blackboard course. And then what I would like you to do is write reflections on what you've learned in this course, and what have you learned that you could use in your practice. And that needs to be, it's not graded, but you need to share it with your peers, because I'm always surprised when people do reflections about what one student learned versus another student. Yeah, as long as learning takes place, that's what makes me happy. But it's always interesting to talk to a colleague that attended the same course you did, and they learned a lot of different things. So that's a very robust sharing of reflections. And that's the end of the course. And I hope to get grades back to everybody within a week of when they're uploaded. Thank you.